That is known as the Wrigley Building. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, we have another venue here in the city of Chicago known as Wrigley Field. Now, during the time that the Wrigley Field was being built, the Wrigley family actually owned Wrigley Field. Now, many of you all know that we have Wrigley's chewing gum. Well, when Mr. Wrigley first started selling chewing gum, it was not chewing gum at all. In fact, the primary source of income was baking soda. Well, unfortunately for Mr. Wrigley, this baking soda wasn't doing too hot on these shelves. So, a good friend of Mr. Wrigley said, "Hey, Mr. Wrigley, I got a great recipe for some chewing gum." So to encourage moms and dads to buy this chewing gum, he slapped a few pieces of it on those boxes of baking soda. And when you know it, within moments of time, that baking soda began to fly off these shelves. Within a moments of time, he realized, hey, wait a minute, it's not my baking soda people are buying, it's my chewing gum. So from that day forward, he went away with his life's work of baking soda, dumped it right here in the Chicago River, and he is presenting us with the world's most delicious tasteless gum, Wrigley's chewing gum. Now, I want to take you guys' attention off the right side of the boat where you begin to notice this long, luxurious steel and concrete tower. This is known as Trump International Tower and Hotel. This is actually our second tallest building here in the city of downtown Chicago. It actually stands at 1,354 feet. It is owned by the man himself, Mr. Donald Trump. If you guys had an opportunity to watch The Apprentice Season 1, you actually got to oversee the management of the Trump International Tower. I have some more cool information on Trump International Tower as we make our way back down the Chicago River. I'm going to keep your attention off to the right side of the boat for the next few sites. Off the right side of the boat, we have 330 North Wabash. Notice that the black windows, black structure base. The architect goes by the name of Mies van der Rohe. Now, Mies van der Rohe believed that less is more, which is why he went with the simplicity style of architecture, which is also known as an international style of architecture. Well, Mies van der Rohe had a student by the name of Bertrand Goldberg. Mr. Goldberg believed everything of the opposite that Mies believed. As you can see off the right side of the boat, you have Marina City, the two corncob style of towers. Each corncob style of tower has 19 levels of parking, 276 condos. Bertrand Goldberg believed in having a city within a city. As you can tell, you have their own various restaurants in the middle of their marina. Attached to the right, you have Hotel Saks. Attached to the left, you have the world-renowned and world-famous House of Blues. At the base of Marina City, you can tell they have their very own marina. Bertrand Goldberg didn't like the fact that people were moving out to the suburbs for different amenities. He wanted to have everything right here in the city for everyone. I'm going to take your attention off to the left side of the boat just for a few moments. I want you guys to notice 77 West Wacker. Concrete structure base, silver-plated windows. I want you guys to take your attention all the way to the top of the building. If you guys can look in the right-hand corner, you'll begin to notice the United Airlines symbol. That's because this is the corporate office of United Airlines. So, if you guys got a cool customer compliment about the friendly service, feel free to send it right here to 77 West Wacker. Or, if you have a customer complaint about those bags not being free, feel free to send it right here to 77 West Wacker as well.
United is in my mind.
Now I'm going to take your attention off the right side of the boat once you make our way under our next bridge. Once we come under our next bridge, you begin to notice a rich red brick building. This is known as the Reed Murdoch Center. Now I want you guys to pay attention to this building carefully. Notice you have a clock sitting in the middle of the building. If you guys look to the right side of the Reed Murdoch Center, you begin to notice they have 5 bays of windows. If you go to the left, you begin to notice there's only 4. As we go to a city ordinance and say, hey, we want to extend the Sale Street Bridge, so you guys have to chop off about 6 inches of your building. Well, that's exactly what they did. Also, you guys notice that clock? That's actually former home of Chicago's traffic court. So no one could use the excuse, sorry, Judge, I lost track of time. No way, buddy.
Adaptation.
Now that it's home to the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Oh, really?
Take your attention off to the left side of the boat once again. Over here you have the Builder's Building. Notice that the left side of the building differs from the right side of the building. The left side of the building was built in the year 1924, while the right side of the building was built in the year 1981. As you guys notice off the right side of the building, they use the same exact window structure as the left side. A lot of architects like to pay a tribute to the architect before them. Fittingly enough, it houses the name Builder's Building, and I'll tell you guys why when we make our way back down the Chicago River. But for now, I want you guys to take your attention off the right side of the boat, where you begin to notice this humongous square office building. This is known as the Merchandise Mart. Now, the Merchandise Mart is so huge in size, it is in fact the first building in downtown Chicago to receive its own zip code. Wow. It actually employs a little bit over 30,000 employees. If you all notice these green bust of heads located in front of the Merchandise Mart, this is actually a tribute to our famous merchants. Now, I see a few women on board. Now, ladies, it's no secret, we know you all love shopping. Well, you ladies owe a great deal of thank yous to two particular gentlemen on those bust of heads. I am referring to Marshall Fields and Montgomery Ward. Why? Because those two gentlemen in particular single-handedly started the first department store. I got another cool story on the Merchandise Mart once we make our way back down the river. Right now, guys, we are at a location known as Wolf Point. Right now, Captain Giovanni is about to make a smooth turnaround so that we may go back down the main branch of the Chicago River. But before we make that smooth turnaround, I want you guys to take your attention off the left side of the boat, where you begin to notice 333 West Wacker Drive. Notice that the windows are green. They're actually mimicking the color of the river. This is known as contextual style of architecture. Simply means that when the building is going to be built, it will mimic its surroundings. Not sure why they want to make the windows green, which means our river is polluted. Well, the building is beautiful nonetheless. Also, notice that the building is bending with the Chicago River. If you guys remember the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Ferris Bueller's dad actually had an office on the 18th floor of 33 West Wacker when he was watching Ferris in that cool parade. Yes, it was filmed right here, 33 West Wacker Drive. Now, if you guys notice in front of you, you have Lake Street Bridge. Notice at the top of Lake Street Bridge, you have a series of train tracks at the top. This is known as a double-decker bridge. Well, guys, if you notice that the top of those train tracks actually run parallel to the base of 333 West Wacker Drive. Well, when designing 333 West Wacker Drive, they said, hey, since we already have the train running parallel to the base of our building, why not keep the AC and the furnace in the engineering room and the base of our building? Well, guys, if you look back at 333 West Wacker, you'll begin to notice two vents at the bottom of the building. One will be located on the left side and the other one will be located on the right side of the building. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys look off to the left side of the boat, you begin to notice a black bridge that is elevated.
Yes.
Now, behind that bridge lies the Mackenzie Street Bridge. That bridge never goes down, and in fact, it reminds us of where the Chicago flood of 1992 happened. Well, up here in Chicago, no, we don't have to worry about any type of tsunami disasters or anything like that.
Reload.
Well, this is how our flood happened. One early morning in the year 1992, a marine contractor was actually driving river pilings into our river tunnels. Yes, we have various of tunnels flowing underneath our Chicago River. Well, this marine contractor dug a little too deep. All of our tunnels began to flood, and all of the basements of all this beautiful architecture and scenery that you see here today was flooded. Now, mind you guys, it's the year 1992. We don't have iPhones yet. We don't have Blackberries. In fact, we're not even working from home yet in the year 1992. So over billions of dollars were lost with only 4 days. Yes. Needless to say, that marine contractor has yet to be found, as you guys can pretty much imagine why. If you look off the left side of the boat, up, you begin to notice the Chicago Sun-Times. For those of you all who are a fan of the Chicago Sun-Times, your favorite writer has an office right there in that building. I assume that they put in much overtime, which is why they built a Holiday Inn on top of their building.
在搞笑吧？